Thank you. May I now recognize Deputy Speaker Christine Singson Mihan.
Yes, just a manifestation from the House regarding our request to retain the amount for the MAIPIF on the age gap. So number one reason, it ensures immediate access to life-saving healthcare. MAIP provides direct financial support for hospitalization, diagnostic surgeries, medicines, and emergency care para po sa indigent and vulnerable patients. Increasing or retaining funds ensures that life-threatening cases are not delayed due to inability to pay. Number two, it protects low-income families from catastrophic health expenses. Many Filipino families fall into debt or poverty because of sudden medical bills. MAIP absorbs a significant portion of these costs, preventing financial collapse and preserving household stability. Addresses high demand for public hospital services. Public hospitals continue to experience rising patient volumes due to economic pressures and limited access to private care. Adequate MAIP funding ensures hospitals can respond to this growing demand without compromising service delivery. Number four, strengthens universal health care implementation. MAIP fills critical gaps where insurance coverage, example, PhilHealth, is insufficient or unavailable. Maintaining strong MAIP funding supports UHC by ensuring no patient is denied care, critical during disease outbreaks, disasters, and public health crises. Increased funding allows DH facilities to respond quickly without resource constraints. Number eight, promotes healthy equity across regions. Many isolated and disadvantaged areas rely heavily on government-funded medical assistance. Retained or increased MAIP funding prevents further widening of health disparities between rural and urban populations. Number nine, prevents service interruptions in DOH hospitals. Inadequate MAIP budgets could lead to delayed treatments, supply shortages, or limitations on who can receive assistance. Stable funding ensures continuous uninterrupted patient care. And number 10, delivers high social and economic return on investment. Healthy individuals are more productive, less dependent on long-term government aid, and able to contribute to the economy. Investing in medical assistance yields long-term benefits that far outweigh the program's costs. And I think some of my colleagues want to share some experiences with their MAIP funding of their district, their constituents.
Representative Pepito Alvarez.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, I may have in support of what the Esmihan is saying, nakikiusap kami dahil habang hindi buo yung universal health care, lalo na yung PhilHealth, hindi pa nag-i-increase yung kanilang mga case rates. Ito po yung pangtakip. More open than not, kailangan na kailangan talaga ito. Hindi lang sa mga members of the House na napupuntahan ng mga pasyente, kundi pati na rin mga senador. I mean, we have to consider na hindi pa perfect yung ating healthcare, hindi pa libre talaga, wala pang insurance sa mga tao natin. So, we'd like to request the Senate panel to kindly consider kasi this is good for everyone. And walang funding dito na dumadaan sa kamay ng politician. Diretso ito from the DOH regional office, diretso binabayad ito sa mga hospitals when the bills are forwarded to them. So, Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, I'd like to request to have this approved. Thank you.
Madam
Chair.
Chair. Madam Chair.
First, Minority Leader Marcelino Lebanan, then Representative Marco Zamora.
Madam Chair. Maraming salamat, Madam Chair.
Then Congressman J.J. Romualdo, Representative Brian Yamsuan. Those four. Thank you.
Kami po ay, in behalf of Four Peace Party List, nakikiusap po kami na i-reconsider po itong MAIP natin na 49 billion dahil napakalaking tulong po ito sa ating mga taong bayan, lalo na yung mga mahihirap. Ito po yung inaasahan ng napakarami po sa atin. At sa amin pong experience ay na-mention na ni Deputy Speaker Singson yung mga reasons kaya nakikiusap po kami sa House panel na matulungan ng ating mga kababayan sa pamamaraan ng maipip na pag sila'y nagkakasakit. Maraming salamat po, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Next, Representative Marcos Zamora.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just would like to share one best practice that we observe in the province, where RHUs that are already categorized as primary healthcare facilities are already qualified RHUs to receive MAIP. And once these RHUs were being downloaded with MAIP, it actually helps local government unit earn from MAIP. So parang kung ano yung kulang ng RHU in terms of personnel, doon nila nakukuha sa income nila sa MAIP. So it's actually not limited to hospitals alone, but it actually supports the rural health units. So parang ito yung nagiging tulong din ng national government for RHUs, LGUs to earn and provide whatever the LGU can complement. So I'm with the group in appealing from the Senate our Senate counterpart to retain this proposed budget for MAIP. Ang laki po talaga ng tulong, hindi lang sa pasyente, pati na sa local government units na kulang ng panggastos sa RHUs.
Thank you. Next, Representative JJ Romualdo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Your Honors, good evening. This representation would like to appeal to the honorable members of the BICAM, especially on the Senate, considering that we are staying in an island province, Your Honors. It's really hard, bringing all the patients to the mainland, especially on serious special cases. MAIF really is the catalyst or makatulong talaga pagdating doon, lalo na pag serious cases na hindi magampanan namin sa hospital. All our requests, our appeals are very valid, but on our part, being staying with island provinces, just like any other island provinces, bringing into the mainland to the regional hospitals or private hospitals, ang hirap po kung mababawasan po yung MAIF. So therefore, we appeal, Your Honors, for our MAIFs.
Thank you, Representative Brian Suwan. Brian Yam Suwan.
Thank you po at I'm in support of all of my colleagues in the House of Representatives to ask for your help to approve this MAIP program because it's talagang essential ho siya. Malaking tulong ho and sa akin lang one good experience sa amin yung ating mga nakatira sa mission area, especially sa amin sa 2nd District ng Parañaque. Napakiusapan ko yung 3 ospital na malalaki doon, yung Parañaque Doctors, yung Medical Center Parañaque and UniHealth, na pumapayag na sila na gamitin yung MAIP namin para yung mga kababayan natin hindi lang nakasentro dun sa mga district hospitals. So nabibigyan ho namin sila ng sapat na medical attention na hindi na sila kinakabahan na puro district hospital lang pinupuntahan. So yun ho yung use ng ating MAIP sa atin at ako I'm in support of my colleagues, so I hope that our senators will also consider kasi nagagamit naman ho siya para sa ating mga kababayan.
If I may po, I believe this was something that stood out to me during the interpellations in the Senate. This was Senator Risa actually who raised this point. I think we can look at it also in terms of the number of beneficiaries that would be reduced or cut out from the program if we do not restore the amount. In 2025 po, the number of beneficiaries given the GAA amount of 41.2 billion pesos was 3.3 million beneficiaries. And with the cut, if the House version is not adopted, that would reduce the number of beneficiaries by 1.1 million. So ganun po katindi yung potential impact that you would have, bababa po yung bilang ng mga pasyente na masaserbisyohan natin mula 3.2 million ng 2025, pababa ng 1.1 million lang ng 2026. And as we know, tumataas pa rin naman po yung bilang ng mga kaso na mga pasyente na kailangan po nating i-cater. And again, in 2025, wala pa po yung pangangailangan para sa full implementation ng zero balance billing. So hence, with that, I appeal to our colleagues in the Senate to please consider adopting the House version of MAIFIP, which is at 49.2 49,203. But if you add the Senate, if you add the requirements of the Senate, that would come to around 51 billion pesos.
Kong Mika, just to pick on your point earlier, how many beneficiaries you said for 2025?
Given the current levels of MAIFIP in the 2025 General Appropriations Act, which is 41.2 billion pesos, the number of beneficiaries serviced in 2025, actually, hindi pa po nagtatapos yung taon, so this can actually be a little bit higher. It's 3.3 million patients.
And then if in the Senate version, the one we approved, how many patients is that equivalent?
In the Senate version, if we don't adopt the additional 20...
Because you said the 2025 is how much already?
41.2.
41.
Yes.
So ngayon
with
kasi Senate is 29.
29. So yung
28. Yeah.
So with the 28, that would be...
So kukunti yung pasyente.
Yes po, 1.1 million patients po yung mawawalan.
Di mawawalan.
Opo.
So from 3 million, magiging
2.1 million na lang po.
2.1 million ang hindi bibigyan ng MAIP.
Opo. Ganun po kadami. And as we all know, ang natutulungan po talaga ng MAIFIP ay yung pinaka-indigent natin ng mga kababayan. So I think it's important to contextualize it in that, looking at it in that viewpoint, which is that's 1.1 million of the most indigent patients losing access to MAIFIP.
Yes, Senator Lauren.
Mr. Chair, I see the point of the House because under the universal health care, and if PhilHealth is able to increase its case rates and to be more efficient, in a perfect world, as we were discussing earlier, dapat pagpasok ng mahirap sa isang pampublikong ospital, makikater na ang kanyang pangangailangan. Dapat ganun. Hindi kailangan yung kilala yung mayor, congressman, senador. Sana ganun. At dapat ganun. At kausap ko po yung Health Coalition, sila Dr. Dance, kausap yung Senator Pia, Senator Risa, and Dr. Litchon. Ganun sana ang mungkahin nila, na ang PhilHealth lahat. That is in a perfect world. Hindi pa po naaabot yung perfect world. In the meantime, paano po ang mga congressman po, frontliners, ang mga mayors, frontliners, naging congressmen po tayo, representante, most of us here. Nakita po natin yung pangangailangan ng mga tao at ang MAIFIP, dati MAIP lang tawag dyan ay hindi lang yung DOH retained, district, sa pagkaintindi ko pati sa mga polyclinic, LGU hospitals, na talagang walang access, walang pupuntahan. Diba? So, paano naman po? Pero, dapat, after we pass this, sabihin natin sa PhilHealth, ayusin na nyo, and maybe we should put the funds lang in one agency. PhilHealth, dapat. Punuin na natin lahat ng NEP nila ng ayos para, at damihan din nila ang coverage nila para mangyari na yung adikain natin sa universal healthcare. Until such time that the UHC law is really completely, properly implemented, and PhilHealth is able to handle all of this, I believe that we must provide for the poorest of the poor in the most far-flung islands and the highest uplands and in many GIDA areas. So I respectfully recommend. I know in a BICAM we should uphold the Senate version, but I see the importance, the urgency of the requests of our colleagues. So I think it's very more than reasonable. Pero wag natin sanayin na ayon sa patronage. At dapat naman, hindi yung mga may kaya, kasi may nagsabi na ayon sa PSA o sa ibang mga reports, may kaya o mayayaman daw. Hindi naman. O, kasi sa karanasan ko rin, hanggang ngayon, maski hindi na ako representante, pero yun, lumalapit doon. Pero it's really up to DOH how to implement this. But I see the point that DOH retained hospitals and up to polyclinics and what you call the small hospitals, the district hospitals ba yun? Oo. RHUs, yes. RHUs, which don't have funding on their own, can use the MAIP. That's my view, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and Lauren. Just to add po, ang kagandahan po ng MAIFIP, kasi hindi lang siya government hospitals. May ganong flexibility po kasi ang dami po na magtatanong ka bakit pumupunta sa private hospital kahit po indigent. It just so happens that there are certain treatments, halimbawa po radiation or neuro cases na wala po sa mga accessible government hospitals, nandun lang sa mga private hospitals, or in case of, for example, motorcycle accidents, you rush the patient to the nearest hospital. So yun po siguro yung kagandahan ng MAIFIP. Binibigyan po tayo ng flexibility na tumugon talaga kung saan po kailangan nung ating indigent na kababayan ng tulong natin.
Thank you for bringing it up, Chair. Dapat damihan ng DOH ang kanilang MOA sa private hospitals. At saka ganito ang sitwasyon kung government hospitals lang, punong-puno, sino nagsabi kanina, 300% mag-aantay ng ilang buwan, paano pag emergency? Pangalawa, papasok ko sa pampublikong ospital, wala naman sapat na gamit o kulang ng tao. How do you address the needs of the poorest of the poor? So, dapat may MOA sa lahat ng mga pribadong ospital sa lugar na yun. And I'll repeat, this is not going to be the norm because the UHC should really be implemented and PhilHealth should actually fund all of this. But for the next year's budget, habang hindi pa sapat ang in-offer ng PhilHealth or hindi pa kompleto yung universal healthcare, I think it is our responsibility, Mr. Chair, if you see fit, to fund the MAIFIP. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lauren. We recognize Senator Erwin first, I think.
Just on the point.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
just,
go ahead.
it was I who mentioned that because of the zero balance billing announcement, there are many government hospitals. In fact, I was in a conversation with Dr. Gap Legaspi of PGH. They're experiencing 300% occupancy. And therefore, the challenge is how do you, because precisely of zero balance billing. So, and therefore, this may be one way of addressing the increase in occupancy in our public hospitals.
I concur, Senator Kiko. In fact, I was looking at the data. On the average here in Metro Manila, the occupancy rate is about 200% to 200%, but in some cases 300%. Kasi libre sa government hospitals. Ang nagiging issue lang, you have to wait 4 months before you can get a surgery. So, ang choice mo, pupunta ka ng private hospital. Pero mahal ang private hospital. Dito naman papasok yung MAIFIP or PhilHealth. But PhilHealth cannot pay for all. No, mababa rin yung kanyang case rate, may limit rin siya. No, so, dito talaga pumapasok yung itong MAIP.
Mr. Chair, I would just like to add, totoo po yung mga sinasabi ng mga kasama natin. Yung PhilHealth po, may mga hospitals sa provinces, they don't accept PhilHealth kasi may mga utang pa ang PhilHealth. Pangalawa, yung meron din po yung tinatawag na AIX na ginagamit para sa hospital. May mga hospital na hindi po tumatanggap ng AIX. Ang pinakakilala lang po ng mga hospitals, halos lahat ng hospitals ay MAIFIP. even St. Luke's, Cardinal Santos, mga malalaking private hospitals, they do accept MyFIP now. Why? Kasi alam po nila na madaling mapuno yung mga government hospitals. Pag emergency, ang ginagawa po ng mga kababayan natin, bahala na. Tsaka na lang kami hihingi ng tulong. Alam nila walang pambayad. Kaya lalapit sila sa mga politiko para humingi ng pambayad. Ito po yung yung mga guarantee letters na binibigay naman para through yung MyFIP ng Department of Health. So, ito po yung MyFIP ang pinaka-widely accepted ng halos lahat ng ospital sa city, sa provinces, far-flung areas. Ito po yung naintindihan. Kasi yung PhilHealth, may mga ospital po hindi tumatanggap ng PhilHealth ID card. Kahit na po yung AIS ng DSWD, minsan may mga hospital na hindi po kilala yan. Ang kilala lang po ng karamihan ng hospitals, I think 90 to 95% of the hospitals ay yung sa DOH na MyFIP, Mr. Chair.
Sir Kiko?
If I may just go back to the point also raised earlier by Senator Legarda. Ang malaking batikos dito sa ganitong sistema ay yung patronage na ginagamit ng mga politiko as an opportunity para matulungan yung mga sumusuporta sa kanila. But I think what we need to perhaps to prevent that is to have some safeguards by way of maybe a special provision as to how it should be implemented, number one. Number two, so that's one point, no? How to address this issue of being patronage politics being perpetuated. So let's put in place safeguards to prevent that, so that the system in place will insulate, no, the program from politicking, number one. Number two, maybe the concern also is that dahil sa NEP, 24 billion ang President's budget. No? Pero dinagdagan natin ng more than double. Halos more than double. It should have been 48, but it's 49. Of course, the fiscal space is a challenge. But ang Senate version naman, if you will look at the screen, we allocated 1 billion for DOH Universal Health Care Fund for zero balance billing in local government unit hospitals. So perhaps maybe that is one way kasi nabanggit ng chairman ng House panel na this is also to address the zero balance billing. So maybe a portion of the 49 billion we can put dun sa LGU hospitals for zero balance billing, which we've already we've already put 1 billion. Baka pwedeng dagdagan din yun, no? O yung 49, may portion of that, dagdagan dun sa LGU hospitals for the zero balance billing to be implemented in the LGU hospitals. So I'm trying to find a happy compromise in this regard, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Kiko. In fact, the different agencies have issued several circulars na bawal na talagang ipoliticize yung mga tulong sa tao. For example, yung mga AIX, TUPAD, MAIP, but even scholarship. So meron na silang directive or circular. And on top of that, meron din tayong special provision na bawal rin ipoliticize. No? So that is another safeguard na hindi mapapoliticize itong mga tulong sa tao. No? Yung importante lang naman dito ay matulungan yung tao. No? That's the most important. Yes, Senator Amy?
Yes, maraming salamat Mr. Chair and Madam Chair. Wala naman sigurong tututol sa pangangailangan ng MAIP. Talagang kailangan na kailangan yun. Ang problema lang, sa totoo lang, naaasiwa ako pag hinihingan ako ng GL, ng mahiwagang guarantee letter. Hindi karapat-dapat na ang Pilipino ay naninikluhod sa iba't ibang politiko para lamang magamot. Ang tingin ko, kung bibigyan yung iba't ibang mga ospital, hindi ba maaari na physician's priority na ang gawin? Huwag na tayong nakikialam doon, kundi yung mga doktor ang magsasabi kung sino talaga nangangailangan ng tulong, sino pinaka-urgent. Kontrabida po ako pero talagang awang-awa talaga ako sa ating mga kababayan na talagang pumipila pa sa atin at nagmamakaawa. Hindi po dapat yun.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Representative Javi Benitez.
So I agree that we should also move from a patronage-based type of system to an institutional-based system. No, I think that's what we have done in implementing the free college law, for example. I think yung gusto ng kababayan natin ay sana sa health naman. Lagayin po natin sa health ang ating maging ideal world, sinasabi po ni Sen. Lauren, na pagpunta sa isang ospital, hindi na kailangan magmakaawa sa isang politiko or mag-isip na kailangan pang bayaran ito. And when I spoke to ang DOH at that time, they were saying that the number is actually 70 billion. Naglabas po sila ng zero balance billing, that is option 3, which is a claims-based na simple, is 70 billion what's needed. And the reason why there is patronage or pagpili is because it's limited resources. No? So if we give it a number na maka-free ang lahat, then they will never need to go to a politician because their needs are already met. And that number is 70 billion. So I'd just like to say that I want to support the increase of the MyFIP. If the House version, of course, with this bicameral committee is approved, but sana in the future, maging totoong zero balance billing, and from our universal healthcare that was law in 2019, ma-fully realized soon. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Representative Maricor Zamora.
Yes, because there was a mention earlier about the proposal of Senate for the DOH Universal Healthcare Fund for zero balance billing in local government. May I just know, Madam Chair, Mr. Chair, what would be the mechanism of this proposed program? And what is the difference between this program and the MAIFIP?
This is a pilot program. In fact, I just got a text from Senator Pia. She's coming over. Because ang DOH hospital, zero balance na. No? Ang LGU gusto mag-zero balance. Pero hirap sila, I'm sure alam ni Abet to. Most LGUs, si Maricar, you were a governor before. I was a mayor before. Talagang kinakain ng budget. As Governor Alvarez, no? Kinakain talaga ng hospital bills or hospital operation in budget ng LGU. So we allocated 1 billion to help the LGUs achieve zero balance billing. This is just ang idea dito, this is just a trial fund because wala pa talaga ang DOH mechanism to download this. But we want them to already help the LGUs in achieving zero balance billing. No? So, ano ito, parang trial lang, no? Kasi wala pa silang guidelines on this.
Okay. Madam Chair.
In fact, we introduced a special provision na dapat mag-coordinate in DOH sa LGUs para to create that guideline.
Madam Chair, Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Kong Maricor.
Because based on how MAIF is being implemented now, there are already LGU hospitals that are already availing MAIF, and they're actually implementing zero balance billing dahil nada-download si MAIF directly to the LGU, utilizing the MAIF sa provincial hospital. So hindi ba po siya magiging duplication itong item na to sa MAIF where it's already implemented now na pwede nang direkta sa LGU?
Ang conversation namin dito, itong DOH Universal Healthcare for Zero Balance Billing in Local Government Units, para siyang subsidy. No, para siyang subsidy for your hospital. So for example, sa Bataan may hospital kayo, pwede niyang i-subsidize. Kami sa Valenzuela, pwede niyang i-subsidize. Or sa Ilocos Norte, pwede niyang diretso i-subsidize. So that's the mechanism there. No? Yeah.
So,
Yan yung idea, but they have to come up with guidelines to
Yeah,
operationalize
Mr.
it.
Chair.
Well,
Kaya po
Wala ng
nag-worry.
GL po?
Yes.
yun ang yung
Ako
pangkalangan.
sang-ayon po ako doon.
Kailangan,
Talagang ayokong lumuluhod yung ating mga kababayan
But yun,
para lang
but admittedly, wala pa kasing guidelines to, no? So that's why we included in the special provision to consult with the LGUs.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kasi yung MyPIF, it's already in the LGU hospitals and it's implementable already. Kaya sa yung another one na hindi kami sure kasi gagawa pa ng guidelines. While the MyPIF, we know na kaya nang magamit kaagad ng patients. So doon kami nagwo-worry na tatanggalin niyo yung MyPIF, dadalhin sa something na hindi pa klaro. Well, we know na mabilis magamit yung MyPIF.
Importante ngayon, mabilis matulungan ng tao. Diba? Kasi any delay, ang sakit hindi mo madidelay eh. No? Ang opera hindi mo madidelay. No? So we need to have a mechanism na mabilis ang tulong sa tao. No? Alright? So,
Mr. Chair? Hindi, ako magsalita ng konti pa. Oh.
go ahead po.
Hindi, ayaw ko lang din marinig kay Senator Aimee with her indulgence na pumipila sa politiko. 4 na taon na po ako, wala pa akong pasyente na pupunta sa akin. Meron lang akong team of social services sa bawat munisipyo, sila nag-asikaso. Even without mentioning na nagaling sa congressman, in fact, yung mga ibang distrito, doon pa pumupunta sa akin. So, walang pili. Ganon din eh. So, dahil sa awa natin doon sa mga walang-wala. In the meantime lang naman ito, na wala pa yung universal healthcare, yung zero balance billing. In the meantime that all of these are not in place, payagan na muna natin ito. Yan lang ang pakiusap. But kung nandyan na lahat yan, wala nang pumipila sa politiko. Dahil hindi ko sila nakikita eh. I just established in every municipality my team of social workers. Ako gumagawa ng rekomendasyon. Yan po, Madam.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Pasensya, Manong Pipito. Pasensya, pero talagang haba-haba po ng pila dyan sa Senado. Kaawa-awa talaga. Kaya ang sinasabi ko, kung maaari, wala nang guarantee letter. Basta ibagsak na sa mga kinakailangan o nangangailangan ng mga ospital at yung doktor ang magsasabi kung sino talaga ang pinaka-priority medically, hindi politically po. Salamat. Yun lang po.
Mr. Chair, Madam Chair, to add to what's being discussed regarding yung pumipila at yung patronage, yung ibang districts, and I'm sure sa Valenzuela, very efficient, at nabanggit naman ni Kong Alvarez, gumagawa na ho ng one-stop shop para hindi na po kailangan pumila. And in the case of Bataan, nandun po yung PCSO, PhilHealth, nandun yung DSWD, nandun yung social worker, nandun yung MyFIP, para isa na lang ho yung pupuntahan under one roof. Hindi na ho kailangan makita yung mga public servants in that locality. Diretso na po sila. So these are some innovations being done by our district representatives in our local government units para ma-ensure na nababawasan or halos wala nang pumipila yung dignidad ng kawawang pasyente, lalo na kung mahirap, ay na-maintain at hindi nababawasan. Dahil one-stop shop parang professionally